Welcome to the E-commerce Badassery Podcast, the place for scrappy entrepreneurs who want to learn actionable steps and strategies to grow the traffic, sales, and profit in your e-commerce business. I'm your host, Jessica Totillo-Coster, a 20-year retail veteran and former brick-and-mortar boutique owner who spent 3 years as the only employee of a 7-figure online store. That shit was crazy. I know exactly how it feels to do all the things, and I'm sharing everything I learned the hard way so you don't have to. I may have started this business by accident, but supporting badass bosses like you lights me the fuck up, and I am so stoked to see you grow. Are you ready, babe? Let's roll. Welcome back to the E-commerce Badassery Podcast. I'm your host, Jessica Totillo-Coster. Well, friends, it's time to start talking about Q4. I know, wild. But if you've been around for a while, you know I love me some Q4 planning. I've done a ton of episodes on holiday marketing over the years, everything from prepping your website to creating your promotions to planning your email campaigns. If you want to binge on all things holiday strategy, I'll drop links in the show notes for you. But today I want to zero in on one of the most important questions of the season. How do you actually stand out in the holiday chaos? To set the stage, let's go back to something I talked about in episode 326. I was breaking down a survey about online shopping. The big takeaway, people are missing the experience of in-person shopping. Think about it. When you walk into a store, it's not just about buying a product. It's the day out with your mom, the latte in hand, the treasure hunt through the racks. It's touching fabric, smelling candles, stumbling on something you didn't even know you needed, but now can't live without. But online, 76% of people said it lacked surprise or delight. That's why standing out in Q4 isn't just about running a deeper discount than the next brand. It's about recreating some of that magic of discovery and connection that people are craving. And while I am a big believer in having promotions throughout Q4, specifically on Black Friday weekend, at the end of the day, your customers don't want just another deal. They want an experience. And when it comes to gift giving, they want someone to do the heavy lifting for them. They want a brand that says, "Here, I found the perfect thing for your sister-in-law who already has everything." The brands that win this season are the ones who create a unique experience. The ones who make shopping easier, more enjoyable, and way less of a chore. And that's what we're going to talk about today. As I was creating this episode and brainstorming the things that I wanted to talk to you about, there is something that stood out. It was kind of the thread that held all of these things together, and that is product curation. That really is the secret sauce of holiday marketing. Yes, you need to be in all the places, sending the email, showing up on social, all of that. But it's really about how you present things. Your job is to be the guide, to sift through the noise, organize the chaos, and present your customers with exactly what they need before they even realize they need it. Yes, you are going to have customers who know exactly what they're looking for, but that's not the majority. Most people are just thinking about the specific person they're shopping for. They want the gift to be thoughtful and likely fit within their predetermined budget. And that's why curation is so important. You don't want to throw your entire catalog at them and hope they figure it out. You want to say, "I already did the work for you. Here are the 3 perfect options." When you take that burden off of your customer, you're not just selling them a product. You're selling them relief, confidence, and the joy of checking another name off of their list. And that, my friend, is priceless. So how do we do this? Well, gift guides are my favorite way to curate products for your customers. How you curate these is going to depend on your product assortment, but typically you'll do it by price, under $25, under $50, under $100. This is perfect for Secret Santa gifts and budget-conscious shoppers. You can do it by interest. Maybe that's the foodie, the self-care queen, the outdoorsy adventurer. Or by relationship. Mom, partner, bestie, boss, the hard-to-shop-for brother-in-law. Ideally, I like to keep it to 3 to 5 categories and 3 price points. Once it gets wider than that, it stops feeling like an actual guide and more like an old school Sears catalog, which actually I'm not knocking the Sears catalog. My grandparents used to hand me one and tell me to fold down the pages of the things that I wanted. Ditzy floral dress? Check. Combat boots? Check. Oversized boyfriend blazer? Check. But I digress. Creating the product groups is typically the easy part. The real magic happens in the presentation. At a minimum, you want to create a collection for each group, generate the gift guide landing page that directs people to those collections, and then link to all of it in your navigation menu. I also recommend you feature it on your homepage, ideally in your hero banner, and as a kicker, secondary message in all of your emails. If your product line is narrow and doesn't warrant multiple collections, then a blog post with products featured in it can work too. But if you really want to elevate the experience, turn your gift guide into a digital flippable magazine. Yes, a true glossy with page-turning sounds and all. I started doing this in my lounge membership. In the early days, I sent a monthly newsletter with updates, content drops, upcoming events, but it was too much content for one email. Then I saw another program switch to a PDF magazine style format, and I had a light bulb moment. Of course, I need to be doing this. But me being me, I wasn't thrilled with the idea of a static PDF. Instead, I turned it into a flippable digital magazine, and the SIP was born. The feedback was instant. Members loved it. It made them want to read it, and it instantly elevated the perceived value of what I was sharing. That's exactly what a flippable magazine gift guide can do for you. It creates an experience. And yes, I know it sounds like a heavy lift, but I've got you covered. I created a template and a step-by-step mini course called the Gift Guide Glow Up, and you can get your hands on it right now at ecommercebadassery.com/glow up, one word. I'll drop that link in the show notes. Lounge members, you already have access to this. Even if you don't go the magazine route, just curating and presenting products in a thoughtful way, whether on-site, in email, on social, helps you overcome that customer's decision fatigue and gives you a better chance at getting the sale. Another powerful way to curate products and stand out this season is by creating something your customers can only get during the holidays. This is where exclusivity and curation meet, and it doesn't always mean reinventing the wheel. Let's start with bundles. Curated sets that brings your products together in a way that feels intentional and gift ready. Think a candle, a wick trimmer, and matches in a holiday box, or a skincare trio packaged with a special limited edition tote. You don't necessarily need brand new products. Sometimes it's the packaging, the theme, or the deal of the bundle itself that makes it irresistible. Then, of course, there are holiday-only products, limited edition scents, flavors, or designs that people look forward to all year. Starbucks has my favorite, the pumpkin spice latte. Bath & Body Works has seasonal candles. Trader Joe's releases those reusable mystery tote packs during the holidays. And let me tell you, it is pandemonium in my family when we open them. My husband's aunt buys everyone a set for Christmas, and it turns into a full-on trading frenzy. One year, I scored 2 New York-themed bags, and I was super excited. But that's the kind of energy exclusivity creates. It's slightly ridiculous, but you're an e-commerce CEO, so you might as well lean into it. And exclusivity isn't just about the product. It's also about the process. One of my clients does this brilliantly every holiday season. She creates a curated gift box, sometimes with unique seasonal items, sometimes just with existing products presented in a special way. Over the years, she has trained her customers so well that her early access list usually sells out the entire run before she can even release it to the public. That's the power of curation and anticipation. So when you're planning your exclusives, don't just think about the products. Think about the customer journey. Build that early access list. You can potentially offer pre-orders depending upon your lead time, and give your customers that first peek behind the curtain. Not only does this make them feel like insiders, but it builds urgency and guarantees you sales before the chaos of Black Friday even starts. And at the end of the day, exclusives give you something fresh to talk about. When you're promoting the same products all year long, sometimes you start to blend into the noise. But when you create those limited curated offers, whether it's a bundle, a seasonal scent, or a surprise tote bag, you're creating excitement, anticipation, and that I've got to grab this before it's gone energy that drives holiday sales. Another great way to uplevel the holiday experience is to create a gift finder quiz. You already know I love a product recommendations quiz for regular shoppers, and gift shoppers are no different. It's the closest thing you can get to a real-life associate they'd encounter in a brick-and-mortar store or on a live chat without the additional payroll hours. If you already have a product recommendations quiz on your site, you can probably duplicate it and rejig it a smidge to make it make sense for the gift giver. If you don't and you need to create one from scratch, I've got a custom GPT you can use, Greta, the gift finder generator. Her name's a little bit too long. I'll stick a link in the show notes, or you can go to ecommercebadassery.com/Greta, Greta, and it'll redirect you there. All you gotta do is put in a few details about your products and she'll take care of the rest. It's obviously difficult to account for every nuance in a simple AI tool like this, but she should get you about 75% of the way there. The other cool thing about product recommendations quizzes is they give you instant insight into what the customer is looking for, and it allows you to personalize the follow-up emails you send based on the answers to the questions. And you can do that as early as the results delivery email. Plus, quizzes are super fun and shareable. Who wouldn't want to tell their friends about a gift finder quiz on your website? Bonus points if you go the flippable magazine route, make sure you add a QR code and a link to the gift finder quiz on your website in the magazine. As we wrap up, I want to remind you that standing out in Q4 isn't just about what you sell, but also about how you deliver it. Sometimes the most impactful things aren't new products or flashy bundles, but the little touches that make shopping with you feel easy, thoughtful, and personal. So think about ways you can add value to the experience. For example, gift wrapping. Whether it's free or you charge a small upsell, offering wrapping saves your customer time and makes their life easier. You can include handwritten notes or surprise samples. These touches make the customer feel seen, appreciated, and like they're unwrapping more than just a product. Being really clear about your shipping cutoffs. Don't underestimate the power of giving people confidence. A simple order by X date to guarantee delivery can take the stress away and make your store feel like the safe, reliable choice. And consider hosting live shopping events. Hop on Instagram, TikTok, or even Facebook to showcase products, answer questions, and help people pick the perfect gifts in real time. It's like giving your customers a personal shopper from the comfort of their couch, and it builds connection in a way your competitors probably aren't. This is also a great way to collab with your biz friends. You guys can do it together, invite both of your audiences, share both of your products, etc. These things might feel small, but they're huge differentiators in a season where everyone is fighting for attention. They show your customers you're not just trying to sell them something, you're making their life easier at a time when they need it most. And really, that's what this all comes back to. Whether it's a curated gift guide, a seasonal bundle, a fun quiz, thoughtful add-ons, the brands that win in Q4 are the ones that step in as a trusted guide, not just another store. So as you're planning your holiday marketing, ask yourself, how can I curate the experience for my customer in a way that makes them feel taken care of? Do that, and you won't just stand out this season, you'll create loyal customers who come back long after the holiday rush is over. And that, my friends, is a wrap on this week's episode. Make sure you check the show notes for links to other episodes and all the fun, cool tools I mentioned to help you kick ass in Q4 and beyond. If you want more hands-on support, planning, and strategizing, come and join us in the Lounge membership. Happy to support you there. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you on the flip side. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you want to learn more about growing your e-commerce business, get started with my free resource library at ecommercebadassery.com/free stuff and get an invite to the Lounge, my e-commerce marketing membership. When you're ready for one-on-one support, apply to work with me at ecommercebadassery.com/apply. Before you go, would you do me a quick favor? Leave a rating and review and tap that follow button. This pushes me up the chart so I can support more scrappy e-commerce entrepreneurs just like you. I'm on a mission to reach as many as I can, and I could really use your help. Thanks so much in advance. Until next time, e-commerce friend, stay badass.